Welcome to today's video, and in today's video we are going to be focusing on this M57 swapped ALPINA D3. Now, those of you who watched last week's video will have already seen a bit of a brief overview on this car. However, in today's video we're going to go into a bit more depth and give you a bit more understanding of how this car was built. Now, as you can see from the outside, we have retained a very OEM look. It even has the factory fitted detachable tow bar there. Not only have we tried to retain an OEM look, but we've also tried to do the build in an OEM way. So we have retrofitted that M57. We have also refreshed the suspension. So this car is sat on Billstein suspension with Eibach lowering springs. We fitted M140i brakes, again an OEM upgrade. And as you can see in this engine bay, we have tried to do things as neatly as possible, whilst upgrading it with what I personally believe ALPINA should have done from factory, that M57 engine. This car produces just shy of 300 horsepower and 600 Newton meters of torque. With that, we've also tried to make the interior a nicer place to be. So we've retrofitted that Dakota red leather interior, and we've also fitted some of the M Sport bits from the donor car, such as that black headlining. But of course, we've still retained all the ALPINA badges. Now then, it's time to take apart the donor car. Now that we've torn apart the donor car, it's time to do some tidying and also to dye that leather interior. Now, we decided to dye this interior a Dakota red, and this is something that is quite a lengthy process. Now, a lot of people feel that you should start with a grey leather interior. However, you're actually meant to start with a darker interior as it shows less signs of wear. Now, to do this, all you simply do is sand the seat down and simply apply that leather dye and heat it as you just saw. It is a very lengthy process where you have to keep reapplying until the finish is exactly as you want. Now, this actually took 3 days. I have made it look like it took a couple of hours, but then getting it in the car is the easiest part of all. So this is us now fitting the interior into the car, and as you can see, we are also doing the black trims and also that black headlining. The next part of this build then is getting that M57 in the ALPINA. So first of all, we removed the entire front end of the ALPINA and then focused on removing the M47, so that existing 2-litre diesel. As you can see here, access is very good once you remove the front end, and within a couple of hours that M47 will be out. Then we will prep the engine bay and get ready for the M57. Now, prior to this M57 going in, we did decide to take the turbo off and head down to Turbo Developments in Uxbridge and get George to check out our turbo. Now, after our turbo work was complete, we also added a DPF Delete. This process here is us putting the M57 into the ALPINA. Now you can see here I've got an additional set of hands. That is my friend Danny giving me a hand, as this is quite a bulky lump. Despite being a bulky lump, it is actually a direct fit, as we took this engine from an E91 as well. Now the engine's in, it is time to do the power steering and also the wiring. So as you can see here, we've got a few wires and connectors to splice together and also add the ECU, which was mapped by GKR Performance. They have also done all the coding for us as well. So here you can see we are making the additional power steering lines. As we couldn't retain the standard power steering, we had to switch to an electric pump. Now we use Think Automotive for all of our braided lines and everything that we required for this too. Now the next job then is fitting that bigger brake kit. So the kit that we are fitting is from an M140i. It is actually a direct bolt-on fit, so you require the discs and the calipers and the pads from the 140 and simply fit them to the ALPINA. This is something that drastically improves the braking performance of the car, which in my opinion, when doing performance upgrades, is something that is also equally as important. As you can see now, we are finishing this build by putting the front end back together, and we are also adding a few additional finishing touches. Now then, it's time for the first start. As you can see in this video, there is a lot of excess coolant being burnt off. That is from where we did the EGR delete, and also there is no downpipe currently attached. So after smoking myself out in my own workshop, it's time to go and see Toby for some fabrication. As you can see here, he's doing the exhaust and also the prop shaft, which has been modified and shortened accordingly. Now that that's all fitted to the car, it's time to take the ALPINA for the first drive. So here's our first drive in the ALPINA. We are currently on the M25 going to Danny's to have this car aligned. Not only did I ask Danny to do an alignment, but I did also ask Danny to fit some lower arms, as some of the arms on the back of the car were getting a bit worn. So using his ramp, which has a bit more accessibility than mine, and also the ability to do the alignment, we finished this car once and for all. That then concludes today's video, guys. I just want to say a massive thank you for watching, and if you don't currently subscribe to the channel, please do us a favour and hit that subscribe button, as it massively helps the channel grow. If you want to see more content like this, we have got plenty of builds lined up, and we release a video every Monday at 7:30 PM. But once again, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if there is anything you'd like to see, pop it in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.